are back to binging the games and celebrating 10 years of all of it. And today we're gonna finish off the normal time trials, finally. We're finally gonna finish that off. And then we can do it all again on hard mode and get all that out of the way. And then we can finally, like, actually play through the game properly. So we're just gonna jump right in. And we're gonna beat this guy. We're gonna beat him. Although this guy's a little hard. He's a little annoying. So we're gonna see how it goes. Gonna see how it goes. I kind of call him the Gorilla Man. They all have like proper names, which, yeah, well, I'll address that at a later time, in a later episode. But I'm too lazy to look it up right now, so we're just gonna call him Gorilla Man for now. But yeah, guys, we're back at it again, and of course we gotta talk more about like binge gaming, right? More about how it's been for 10 years. I guess one thing that has like changed a lot, right? Is just like it's something I've gone so much recently. Is, you know, are you a VTuber? And man, does it grind my gears, because like, you know, 10 years ago, VTubing wasn't really a thing. It wasn't big. It wasn't, you know, Twitch wasn't as big as it is now. Like, you know, being live streaming and all that stuff, being a Twitch streamer, like that was just like taking off when we started. And at the same time, it's like, you know, again, like looking at our roots, like we're just YouTubers, you know, like that's all we were. That's all we knew. That's what binge gaming intended to be. But like, you know, fast forward now 10 years later, and I constantly get asked, like, you know, like, where's your model? Where's, like, why don't you have a camera at least? Like, and it's like, no, we're very old school. we're retro, I guess, in that regard. Can't tell you how many times I've had to turn people down and like kind of, you know, be like, yeah, no, we're not planning on. The main thing is, like, we don't need it. Me and Zach talked about, like, you know, I mean, when we were using his little webcam at first to record our audio, it was, you know, he did ask the question, like, do we want to be on camera? No. Game Grumps isn't on camera, although, I mean, they are on the other show, but, you know, the main thing is, like, you know, we want to have an emphasis on the game, and why would we cover that up with, you know, why it would just be a distraction. That's ultimately what it would be. Like, if, you know, we'd be putting too much focus on us if we inserted ourselves in the corner of the screen. It's not like, you know, it's not like we're playing a bunch of horror games, and even when we play horror games, it's not like, you know, or it's not like we're very expressive when we're playing those games. It's not like we're jumping out of our chairs, like, screaming like that, anyway. And it's the same with, like, being a VTuber and just doing all the bells and whistles to, you know, like, it'd just be a distraction. So, no, binge gaming is, will never be that. It has no intentions of that whatsoever. I don't even want to do that, even with my, like, my regular like streaming. Like I stream casually time and again, and I don't really care to like be on camera. I don't really want people to see like my whole setup. I don't want to, it's not for me, not for me. And it's like, oh, but that's why being a VTuber is cool, because then you can just kind of hide behind the little avatar, and yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I really just let go, didn't I? Oh my god. Okay, this might be a problem. That might actually be a problem. Hold on. I need to try to recover this run here. I need to be over here. This guy is so slow. I had a feeling this guy was gonna be a problem. He's very slow to react, very slow to like actually make up his mind what he wants to do. Can this guy stomp? There we go, there we go. Alright, let's hope I have enough time to actually like save this run. Okay. So, now that we're back in, that is not how I jump up. Okay, cool. So I bet a lot of you guys have always wondered, like, what is our gaming background, right? Like what got us into gaming in the first place? I think that's a big question that, stands to reason that a lot of people wouldn't know. Well, let's see. I mean, I've been gaming pretty much my whole life. It really wasn't until I was like 5 that I started playing games for myself. I grew up on the Super Nintendo. That was my start. I remember when the 64 came out and getting really excited about getting that. Have a lot of fond memories. I used to just watch my brother and my sister play. Growing, and then it wasn't until I was like 5 that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try playing it myself. And there was I played Super Mario World, and there was a lot of me running into those bottomless pits, and having to learn how to like anticipate the jumps and all that stuff. I was forging fire to be to get better and better. And I'm just gonna just restart this, man, because obviously, I should have known I was not gonna have enough time to do this. As soon as I fell off, I was like, yeah, there's not enough time. So let's try this again. Okay. Wow, that stomp has some reach. Okay. So I just started out as a Nintendo person. I mean, one of my favorite franchises of all time is Legend of Zelda. Gosh, Ocarina of Time was both incredible. Like, it was just a masterpiece, the jump from 2D to 3D games. Like, I was there for all that. So I'm a retro gamer. I grew up on it. So, obviously there are people older than me that grew up on the first video games ever, and that's more retro, but, Super Nintendo's where I started. I know putting my memory to the test here, I believe Zach started with the PlayStation 2. I believe that was his first console. Then he had a Game Boy, but then he got a Xbox 360. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure that was how he got started with gaming. But like, you know, as far as like, you know, what games do we enjoy playing? Like, what franchises are we big on? I mean, yeah, I kind of migrated. I started with Nintendo, and then, yeah, pretty much when the PlayStation 2 came around, I became a PlayStation person. Played like all the classics from Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. Loved a lot of those games. They're just classics. Zach played like God of War, Splinter Cell, like Gears of War, and then I mean, all of us are Halo fans. Big on Halo. I remember I got an original Xbox, but I never got Halo. I know, it's kind of blasphemous to think about. How could you get Xbox but not have Halo? Yeah, no, that didn't get that. Got Knights of the Old Republic instead, and literally got stuck on Taurus Terrace, not knowing like what I was supposed to do, how to play it properly. I was still pretty young at that time. Gosh, I always went to my buddy's house for Halo, because he had all the Halos. So, and that's what made me want to like get into Xbox. But like, I don't know, I didn't really get it. I pretty much leaped from the original OG Xbox to the Xbox One for the Master Chief Collection. And so, yeah, I kind of fell off PlayStation after, like, when the PlayStation 3 era. I wasn't a big fan of the lack of backwards compatibility that they chose to go with, unfortunately, because it's like, well, I have all these PlayStation 2 games, you're telling me I can't, you're just not gonna play them anymore? Like, we had one of the early PlayStation 3s that could play, that could read the older discs, but yeah, I just kind of lost, Sony lost me with that decision, so I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. But like, yeah, nowadays, yeah, I'm all Xbox. I'm on the Series. I do have a Switch. I am really struggling with this guy. I don't know why. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. Okay, this is gonna be the run, guys. It's gonna be the run. But yeah, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say in regards to that. As far as, like, you know, I'm just a lover of games in general. Like, if a game is good, then I absolutely love it. And then, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much wanted to be a game designer. Like, Well, okay, so yeah, funny story about all that, right? So I guess, like, yeah, you know, going from middle school into high school and thinking about, like, you know, what do I want to do with my life? You know, obviously, you know, I had a passion for music, but that wasn't, like, practical. You know, that's not a real job, right? And so the only other thing that really, like, interested me was, like, oh man, I play video games, like, all the time. It'd be cool to make one, right? And so you know, kind of pursued that. I mentioned earlier in this playthrough that you know, me and Jeff took, like, a game design and coding class. You know, I learned a bit of C# coding. Learned how to code for an Xbox controller and how to make it, you know, how to reference the different buttons and all that stuff. I think one of my proudest assignments was coding a single-player game of tic-tac-toe against the computer and programming it to where the computer can never lose. The best you could do is tie the computer. That was a lot of coding, a lot of if statements, but yeah, yeah, I knew Zach wanted to get into, like, game design as well, although I think he wanted more for the art. He wanted to be, like, he wanted to do more artsy stuff, right? More graphic design. But yeah, so shortly after we graduated, I sat down with him and I was like, well, okay. So pretty much in my research, it was like, you know, you don't just walk into, like, this industry and, like, be like, hey, I wanna work for you guys in making games. I have a really cool idea for a game, let's make it. You don't really get to, you know, I had my own ideas for games that I wanted to work on and I wanted to make, and so I pretty much sat down with Zach and was like, hey, do you want to just make, like, our own indie company, like, startup company, and just, like, we can make the games that we want to make? You know, we can bring our ideas to life, right? And so that's that is the story of how we ended up becoming game designers, kind of ish. We ended up bringing Jeff along for the ride and Axel. That's actually when I met Axel. Funny enough, we used to have, like, monthly meetings at McDonald's to, like, I kid you not, guys, like, we would meet at McDonald's once a month to just sit down and discuss, like our ideas and, like, come up with a game plan of, like, okay, what are we working on and stuff. And wow, okay, I'm going way down memory lane here. So originally we called ourselves Cryptic Gaming. And this was, we had, like, this whole idea for like a horror survival franchise. Kind of like Silent Hill-ish, but not. It was more of the psychological horror aspect. And yeah, we learned we mostly worked with Unity for the most part, although one of our buddies, Joey, he got his hands on Unreal Engine 4, and that was interesting to actually like look at and stuff. And so yeah, Cryptic Gaming, we ended up rebranding ourselves to be Augmented Gaming. Kind of like had a whole like directional shift with everything. And yeah, so what happened with Augmented Gaming? What happened with, like, you know, designing a game and stuff? Well, designing a game is a lot of work. About time I got this guy, though. Kind of sad that stabbing him in the hand is what does him in. But yeah, Augmented Gaming, that was our name. Ended up had a logo and everything, and we started making a game in Unity. We ended up canceling it. It just wasn't made a couple of levels for it. If anything, the game that we were making taught us a lot about how Unity worked. It was kind of a good hands-on learning experience on, like, okay, this is how you texture stuff. This is how you apply different lighting effects, animations, a lot of stuff. It was a lot of fun. It was a good experience for sure. We canceled it because the game was called Labyrinth, and the whole concept was you basically were in this giant maze. You had to find a key, and then you had to find the exit. And it was very basic, and every level had its own like theme design around it. And but it just ended up being not what we would play. Like, we basically realized we were making a game that we didn't see ourselves playing, and so that's why it got canceled. We just kind of lost the drive and the motivation to keep it going. And so then we went back to the drawing board, and oh my gosh, guys, we're on the final guy here. We're on Malice. Yeah, I have some beef to pick with you, buddy. Because there's some hard sacrifices getting to you. But man, in this remake, does he look majestic. Like, oh my gosh, guys. However, this fight is just as hard. So hopefully, they give a lot of time. Because, I mean, half of it is spent literally trying to get up to him. So hopefully, with any luck, this will be a one and done run. But yeah, so we pretty much were like, okay, with Augmented Gaming, like, after we canceled the game we kind of spent a long time working on, we had a couple of playable levels, but I don't think any of them were really... There's nothing special about them, right? It wasn't like fancy or anything. I think the proudest level was like one of the levels was kind of based on like a house, and so like there was a bunch of like those carpets. There was like a bedroom and like dresser drawers, and like the light switches would actually turn the lights on and off. There were clocks that actually like worked. So yeah, I mean, that was probably my favorite level that we ever worked on. Yeah, so then we were like, well, what are we gonna do then? What's a game that, like, we pretty much, because the game that I wanted to make, it was way too advanced. It was like, I needed like a AAA studio backing me to make my game a reality, because it's all 3D, and like, I mean, I could it would take me hours to explain it to people. The best way I could describe the game, like my dream game, right? It's kind of a hack and slash, kind of God of War-esque combat. I guess that's the closest thing I can really do to describe it, except it's more sci-fi fantasy. Zach's ideal game was also a sci-fi shooter game. Well, a sci-fi shooter game, I should say. Yeah, very. Yeah, he spent a lot of work. Zach was working on that game for, like, the story for it, like, for years. Like, I think since middle school, he said, like, is when he started coming up with that, which, yeah, that's about as long as I've been trying to, like, you know, I've had my own story for a game. So, we were looking for something fresh. And, you know, ironically enough, Shadow of the Colossus kind of played a little bit of an inspiration for part of it. Just a part of it. We decided to do something more simple and do like a 2D game, 2D platformer. We decided we wanted to be kind of, to use a... Oh. Okay, so that's how you're gonna play, Malice. That's how you're gonna play. He's gonna actually freaking kill me. This guy's mean. This guy's actually mean. For a final boss, this guy's well done. I think the sad part is, like, once you actually get up to him, then it's like you pretty much have him cooked at that point. As long as you can actually get up to him. It's literally just the run up to him that's the hard part. Because he's pretty relentless with his aim is really good. His aim is really good. But yeah, so we came up with like the side scroller concept. Side-scrolling 2D platformer, and we went with like I don't want to give too much of it away, personally, because I mean we're still technically working on it ish, kind of, not really, but like I don't know, it would be cool to actually make it a reality one day, but yeah, it was a cool idea, and I'm still writing the story for it. But yeah, augmented gaming. It was a time. I guess it just goes to show that making video games is a lot of work. I know there are games out there that are like, you know, like I've heard stories of games that are made by a small team, even one person. And it's crazy to me to think that, like, wow, one person made this? Like, what? How? Like, yeah, there's just a lot of work. I mean, you really have to know coding. You really have to be familiar with, like, a game engine. And then, not to mention, like, art direction and, I mean, storyboarding and... like animating and all kinds of stuff. There's just so much that like video games are literally a work of art. Literally a work of art. And yeah, I'm proud to be a gamer, you know. I'm proud to be a gamer. It would be cool to actually make a game. But yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Takes a lot of people, and it takes a lot. It's a lot of talent, honestly. That's why, like, I don't know, whenever I see like bugs in games, and like when games like have issues and stuff, and obviously, you know, one of the biggest deals with like modern games, right, with like live service, is just like how buggy and half-baked a lot of games tend to be. And it's like, oh, did anyone playtest this? And you know, you get a lot of those issues nowadays with games. And I don't know. I guess like I don't. I guess for me, it's like I kind of give them some slack. I give games a lot of slack because I know firsthand, just like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. There's always going to be problems, and I mean, like, you know, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You know, it really is just humans are, you know, that they are imperfect, and anything that is made by man is just imperfect. So it's like, you know, video games, yeah, they're gonna have their flaws, they're gonna have their setbacks. It's just nothing in this world is perfect. But yeah, I guess that's why I don't like. I'm a very chill guy when it comes to games, and you know, I don't worry about, like, you know, I don't make a big deal like when a game doesn't do. Like, I mean, obviously, as a gamer, I can be a critic and be like, oh, why did they design it this way, or oh, why did they think that this was a good idea, right? But because I have a lot of insight about, like, just like the industry and how trying to make a game firsthand and seeing like how difficult it actually is, it's like, yeah, no, I get it. This is the hardest part of the whole fight, is just getting to his head. Okay, come on. I just need your hand to stay still. Okay. Okay, this might be it, guys. There we go, finally. Okay. Oh, come on, Wander, get up. There we go, there we go. It's in the bag, guys. It's in the bag. I just need my stamina. About to get some high quality revenge here. As soon as you stop swinging, buddy. Yeah, you're scared now. You're scared now. You were all high and mighty and tough, being like, oh, I'm the biggest colossus of them all. But yeah, I kind of have some unfinished business with you, buddy. I have a lot of pent-up rage. Quit trying to swing me off so I can beat you already. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. This right here. The end. Well, I guess it's not really the end. we have more time trials to do, but this is the final time trial for normal mode. So it's time we put this guy to rest. Oh my gosh, he's so swingy. I don't actually swing that way, bro. Yeah, reel back. I just need Wanda to just, like, get a grip. Get a grip. Oh my gosh, you are just eating my time. You're just eating time, aren't you? And that is finally that. We did it, guys! We did it! The 16th Colossus. Now I'm gonna fall to my death. Victory fall! Oh, that kind of looked like it hurt. Kind of looked like it hurt a little bit. Oh man, yes! Okay. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Now we can finally claim the 8th item out of 16. Y'all ready for this? Let's go see what we got. Jump in the pool. Ooh, we got ourselves another arrow? Oh, this is a good one. Oh yeah. We got ourselves some explosive arrows now. Oh, we got an extra? Beating all 16? Oh, sick. It's a 2-for-1. We got ourselves a 2-for-1. All right, well, let's go ahead and test these out, right? So we got ourselves oh yeah, let's look at this. Ew. What? You're kind of looking like Epona. Actually, not gonna lie, but like, I don't know, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's not aggro. Aggro is just gotta be the OG. You gotta be that. There's just something about Midnight Black Horse, man. And now for our arrow. Woo wee. Yeah, that packs a punch. I can't believe aggro didn't run off from that, being that close to the blast radius, but yeah. Guys, we did it. We beat the time trials on normal. So next time on Binge Gaming, we're gonna go back and do it all again. We're gonna go to hard mode, and we're gonna do it again. Hard mode adds a bunch of additional weak points, so yeah, get ready, cause yeah, might actually struggle this time around. But we'll see you all whenever you decide to watch the next episode. I'm gonna be putting these arrows to good use.